huge issues that we're having in London right now are often because the mayor, when he ran for re-election, said a Labour government and a Labour mayor is the wind in the sails of London. And I just think most people's experiences, that's not what's happened. So I think it's impossible to look at London issues at the moment without connecting it to some of the failures of the national government.
What would you say are your top priorities here in City Hall in terms of holding the mayor to account?
Well, the first thing is the climate crisis. That immediately ties to inequality. We often have meetings where certain party groups talk about the cost of living as if that's different to the climate crisis. But actually tackling the climate crisis is the exact way to tackle the the cost of living crisis. So to give you an example, if we retrofitted or insulated every home in London that needs it, that would reduce bills, vital in a cost of living crisis, reduce emissions, vital in a climate crisis, and particularly to hit the net zero targets that we've got. But also those are hundreds of thousands of green jobs that are waiting to happen, whereas actually Londoners could be taking those jobs where they're in trade unions in the public sector, they're being paid properly, and they're being treated with dignity and care. And I think retrofitting and insulation is one of the big kind of gaps where the mayor there's huge wins to be had, and he just hasn't really seized that agenda. For years, I was pushing him about making sure that he skilled people up to be able to insulate these homes. And now it seems like he's not making the case to national government about how important this is both for London, but also those national targets. And then finally, I'd say workers' rights. So I asked a question, the last mayor's question time around the gig economy. So Deliveroo, Uber, people who are cycling around or motorbiking around, who just far too often don't have proper working conditions, that are being treated badly by the tech companies. The mayor will often say, this isn't my responsibility, I'm mayor of London, I'm not in charge of these tech companies. But the mayor of London is not a nothing platform, it's a pretty huge platform. But I think far too often there's areas where he's too quick to say, this isn't my responsibility, this is up to national government. And I think there's plenty of things as mayor of London he could be using his platform for, but he doesn't do far too often because I think he's trying to stay on the side of Keir Starmer as opposed to be on the side of Londoners.